Do you want to be rich or do you want to be famous? It's a real question, and the answer will dramatically change the actions that you take and how you market yourself online. I'm going to explain how. Let's dive in. The richest person that I personally know is worth over $100 million. She's a very successful entrepreneur. And when she posts on LinkedIn, which by the way, is not all that often, she only gets like 15 likes. Because here's the thing, you don't need to be famous to be rich. Even if you get famous, like social media famous, LinkedIn famous, it does not actually guarantee that you are going to get rich. And I see this a lot on LinkedIn in particular, because I do a lot of stuff on LinkedIn. And I see people who get thousands of likes. They get hundreds of comments. They have a massive following. They have a huge audience, and they are broke. When there's no clear market, when there's no clear offer, when you don't have a profit model, like an economic business model that actually works for you, none of those things. Like when you don't have any of that, you can build an audience as large as you want. You're not going to be able to make money. What happens when you build up 1 million impressions a day or a week? You start selling LinkedIn services. It happens all the time. You start selling ghostwriting, you start selling personal branding, you start selling branding in general, you start selling courses, you start selling. How do you get big on LinkedIn? Which is why I ask, do you want to be rich or do you want to be famous? If you want to be famous, consistent content and a shitload of engagement. But if you want to get rich, if you want to build a business, then you've got to look at what is the market that I am targeting? What is the problem that they have? What is the solution that I am selling? And then go purposefully build an audience around that market, engage with that market, and start looking for ways to systematize demand generation on LinkedIn that doesn't require the sweat equity of you sitting and commenting on things for 8 hours a day. Things like automation, things like prospecting, things like hiring a BDR, things like getting VAs. There are a lot of different ways to make money on LinkedIn, but you've got to be careful. If you're only listening to influencers, you're going to get caught up in the vanity game. You're going to end up trying to get famous, and you will get on a treadmill that will be very difficult to get off because you will no longer have the time to create the content, to do the engagement that you need to sustain the demand that you're now getting. And the last thing you want is like this roller coaster of a marketing engine.